Have you noticed how the moment meant for the deepest connection often becomes the place of the greatest disconnection? How the act that should dissolve boundaries becomes rushed, mechanical, shrouded in guilt? You move through intimacy as though escaping a crime scene, hurried, half present, your mind already dressed and out the door. And then you wonder why you feel hollow afterward, why the promise of union delivered only friction and fatigue. Today we speak of something the world has twisted beyond recognition: the sacred nature of love between bodies, not as indulgence, not as sin, but as a doorway if you know how to stand in it without collapsing into sleep or sprinting through in shame. Centuries of conditioning have planted a thorn in the very center of pleasure. You were taught that the body's joy is the soul's enemy, that to feel deeply through the senses is to fall from grace. And so you approach intimacy already defeated, apologizing with your hurry, confessing with your guilt, performing penance through your disconnection. The mind arrives at the threshold of love, carrying courtroom proceedings, judgment before touch, verdict before feeling. You are not making love, you are serving a sentence, trying to commute it through speed. But notice, when you rush through beauty, you don't escape sin, you simply miss the sacred. The flower doesn't bloom faster because you're anxious. The sunset doesn't apologize for taking its time. And intimacy, real intimacy, asks for the same reverence you would give a temple whose doors open only once. There was once a pond so clear you could see every stone on its bed, every fish moving in its depth. One day, a traveler came, seeking to capture his reflection in its surface. But he was impatient. He stirred the water with his hand, thinking motion would quicken the image. The pond became clouded. Frustrated, he stirred faster. Mud rose from the bottom. The water turned opaque. An old woman watching from the shore said, "If you want to see clearly, stop disturbing what is already perfect." The traveler stepped back. Slowly, so slowly, the water settled, the mud sank, and there, without any effort on his part, the reflection appeared, complete, undistorted, true. Your intimacy is that pond. Your hurry is the stirring. Every guilt thought, every anxious rush, every performance mind agitation, these muddy what could be crystal, and the seeing you seek, the union you hunger for, appears only in stillness. Not in forcing, not in doing more, in allowing the disturbance to settle. Here is what you do not know or have forgotten. The woman's body is not a single point, but an entire landscape. Her pleasure does not live in one small region you can hurry toward like a destination. It lives everywhere, in the curve of her neck, the small of her back, the tender inside of her wrist. To touch her without presence is to walk through a garden blindfolded, crushing flowers you never saw. The man believes his sexuality is simple, concentrated, urgent, ready. But this urgency is not strength, it is poverty of attention. He races toward release because he has not learned to sustain presence. He climaxes quickly because he was never taught to witness, only to do. And so the geography is mismatched. She needs time, not clock time, but quality time, presence time, the kind of attention that says, this moment is not a means to an end, this moment is the temple itself. He needs to slow down, not sexually, humanly, to stop performing, stop achieving, stop conquering, to meet her not as a problem to solve, but as a mystery to enter. When both bring witnessing to the encounter, something alchemical happens. The room changes, the bodies change. Time itself changes texture. Here is the practice hidden inside intimacy. You are not two people in that room, you are four. The woman's body, the witness inside the woman, the man's body, the witness inside the man. Two are dancing, two are watching the dance. This witnessing is not cold observation. It is not judgment standing in the corner with arms crossed, taking notes on your performance. It is warm, clear, present, awareness, alert, without effort, conscious, without commentary, like a mirror that shows everything but clings to nothing. As the woman plays with the man's body, something inside her remains untouched by the play, awake, luminous, still. As the man explores the woman's form, something in him watches without becoming the action, spacious, silent, free. The body does what the body does. The witness simply sees, and in that seeing, everything deepens. Touch becomes more than mechanical friction. It becomes energy exchange. Presence meeting presence. Two oceans recognizing they were always one water. If you remain present, if the witnessing does not collapse into sleep or contract into anxiety, you will begin to feel something the hurried mind never notices: the electricity between bodies. Not metaphorical electricity, actual bioenergy. The hum where your skin meets hers, the current that runs when attention is total, the feel that builds when two people stop performing and start being. This energy has intelligence. It knows when the time is right, when the bodies are ready, not just mechanically but energetically, every cell awake, every nerve singing, every boundary thinning. But you cannot force this readiness. You cannot manufacture it through technique or will it into being through effort. It arises the way dawn arises, not because you demand it, but because conditions align. The foreplay is not a chore to endure before the real act begins. The foreplay is the act, the touching, the exploring, the building of energy, the awakening of the entire body. This is intimacy. The rest is simply one expression among many. And if you stay present, if the witness remains steady, you will know, both will know simultaneously when the wave is ready to crest. The world taught you a lie packaged as tradition. The man on top, the woman beneath, the so-called natural order. The missionary posture named for those who carried their conquest into the bedroom as they did into foreign lands. But this is brutality disguised as normalcy. The woman's body is delicate, responsive, alive with sensation. To pin it beneath weight, to force it into passivity, is to deny its nature. And the man, bearing his full weight, straining, thrusting, becomes an animal doing calisthenics, disconnected from subtlety, racing toward conclusion. Reverse it. Let the woman be on top. Let her be active. Let her set the rhythm, the depth, the pace. Let the man surrender his need to control, his addiction to effort. Let him receive instead of conquer. When the woman moves and the man rests, something miraculous occurs. Their timings begin to align. She reaches her peak not through his frantic effort but through her own empowered presence. He reaches his not through anxious urgency but through relaxed awareness. And if both are witnessing, watching the energy build, watching the wave gather, they can arrive together. Not through coordination or technique, but through shared presence. The peak orgasm is not a goal achieved, it is a gift received. A moment when the boundaries between self and other dissolve. When I and you become meaningless words. When two bodies forget they are two and remember they are one energy, one rhythm, one breath. And the witness sees it all, not lost in it, not separate from it, present as it, awareness meeting its own ecstatic nature. But listen, the peak is not the end. Most lovers reaching that crest immediately separate. The energy disbands, the magic evaporates, they roll away, turn on the light, check their phones, or collapse into unconscious sleep. They miss the valley. Every peak has a valley beside it. Every mountain top implies a quiet meadow below. And in intimacy, the valley orgasm is deeper, slower, more mysterious than the peak. After the explosion settles, don't move, stay connected, bodies still joined, breathing synchronized, witnessing still active. In that stillness, a second wave begins to build, not as eruption but as saturation, not as intensity but as depth. The valley orgasm does not announce itself with fireworks. It seeps in like dawn light, gradually, pervasively, filling every cell with a quiet, luminous bliss. This is not something you do. It is something that happens when you stop doing. When the agitation of the peak releases and you allow the energy to settle into its own natural depth, the witness sees this too, watches the intensity soften into sweetness, watches the fire become warmth, watches the wave become ocean, and when even the valley orgasm subsides, when the energy returns to stillness, you finally separate, but gently, with reverence, as one bows before leaving a temple. Do not mistake the end of union for the end of intimacy. The energy you stirred does not vanish the moment bodies part. It lingers, recalibrates, seeks grounding. This is why the afterplay matters. You have taken each other to the edge of dissolution. You have touched the place where boundaries blur. The nervous system has been rearranged. The heart center has opened, and now you must help each other return not to ordinary disconnection but to integrated presence. So you touch again, not toward arousal but toward care. You massage each other's shoulders, stroke each other's hair, trace circles on each other's palms. You keep the candles burning, you keep the incense rising. You sit together in the dim glow, perhaps in silence, perhaps in soft music, perhaps in gentle conversation, and the witnessing continues. You are not trying to make anything happen. You are simply being present to what is, allowing the energy to settle like sediment in water, allowing the boundaries to return without snapping shut, allowing intimacy to fade gradually like twilight rather than switching off like a fluorescent bulb. If you feel moved to dance, you dance. If you feel moved to laugh, you laugh. If you feel moved to sit in silence, you sit. There is no protocol, only presence. And all the while, the witness inside remains awake, not judging, not grasping, not planning, simply aware. Now comes the secret that traditions guarded carefully. If you practice this witnessing enough times with a partner, a moment will arrive when you can do it alone. Prepare the room as you always have. Light the same incense, dim the same lights, sit in the same space where union occurred, and instead of waiting for a lover's body, turn attention inward. Begin to witness. At first, nothing seems to happen. You are alone. The room is quiet. The body sits still. But if you remain present, if the witness does not wander into memory or fantasy, something ancient begins to stir. The same energy that arose with your partner begins to arise within you, not imagined, not manufactured, arising on its own, as natural as breath. Your inner masculine and inner feminine begin their dance. The active and receptive poles of your own being start to spiral toward union. And the witness, calm, clear, spacious, watches it all unfold. You move without moving toward a peak. The energy gathers, the body thrums, and then without any physical expression, without any biological release, you touch the same orgasmic space you touched with your lover, the same dissolution, the same bliss, the same erasure of boundaries. And then the valley, oh, the valley, deeper now, because there is no other body to distract you, just pure presence meeting itself, awareness recognizing its own luminous nature. This is not substitution for partnership, this is the fruition of it. You learn meditation through love, and now love has taught you meditation. You are complete. Not because you renounced intimacy, but because you penetrated to its essence. And that essence is not in another body, it is in awareness itself. What happens in that temple room does not stay contained, it leaks into your life. The jealousy that once gripped you begins to loosen. Because you have touched union, possession becomes absurd. How can you possess what you've merged with? How can you own the ocean after you've been the wave? The anger that flared so easily begins to quiet, because the meditative presence you cultivated in intimacy starts showing up in conflict. You witness the rage arise. You see the story the mind weaves, and in that seeing, the automatic reaction loses power. The hatred you carried toward yourself, toward others, starts dissolving. Because in those moments of deep union, you experienced your own nature as love, not sentimental love, not needy love, but love as the fundamental texture of aware presence. And the intelligence that was buried under years of conditioning, guilt, and hurry begins to surface. The clarity you touched in stillness starts informing your decisions. The spontaneity you felt in surrender starts guiding your actions. You become gradually a different kind of human, not through effort, not through discipline, but through the quiet alchemy of witnessing. If this speaks to you, try this. For 7 days, set aside 10 minutes each day to sit in silence, not to meditate in the formal sense, not to achieve anything, just to sit and witness. Prepare the space as you would for intimacy, incense, dim light, comfort. Sit down, close your eyes, and simply watch. Watch the breath move in and out. Watch thoughts arise and dissolve. Watch sensations flicker across the body. Don't fix anything, don't improve anything, just see. In the beginning, restlessness will come. The mind will protest. This is pointless. I should be doing something useful. Let that thought arise. Watch it. It will pass. Gradually, the agitation settles. Not because you forced it to, but because you stopped stirring the water. And in that settling, something reveals itself, a silence that was always there beneath the noise, a stillness that does not need to be created because it never left. This is the same stillness you touch in deep intimacy, the same witnessing presence. And as you practice it alone, it begins to infuse everything: your conversations, your work, your relationships, your solitude. After 7 days, notice what has shifted. Not what you accomplished, but what released. Not what you gained, but what fell away. The proof is not in your analysis. The proof is in your ease. May your intimacy become a doorway, not a distraction. May your touching be conscious, your union sacred. May you learn to witness without withdrawing, to surrender without collapsing, to be present without grasping. May the temple you create in that small room become the temple you carry everywhere, into your speech, your silence, your sorrow, your joy. May you discover that the lover you've been seeking outside is the awareness you've been ignoring inside. And may you come to know, beyond concept and into lived experience, that the deepest intimacy is not between two bodies, but between awareness and its own radiant nature. When you stop chasing union, you realize you were never divided.